It's dinner time and we're gonna have Mountain House tonight. I've chosen chicken teriyaki and I've put mine in a quart-size Ziploc freezer bag, and that's how I carry mine out on the trail. What you find at the store is something like this. It has a lot more weight to it, it's bulkier, and there's more trash to take out if you bring it this way. So that's why I always repack it. If you do decide to take this, it works just fine. You'll want to make sure to cut the edges so that you don't have those pokey spots. But otherwise, you can go ahead and use this. It's just a lot more trash to manage on your way out of the trail. Another option that's economical is to buy these number 10 cans. It has all the same stuff in it. You can repackage it easily. This might be enough food for a patrol. There's 4 to 5 people's worth of dinners in here, depending on how many servings each person wants to have. Typically, when you're backpacking, you're eating about 2 to 2.5 servings per person. That's the amount of calories that most people are going to want to consume. I've had scouts before go to Walmart and get the 1 serving Mountain Houses and be completely surprised when they were hungry at the end of cooking and making their meal for the evening, because they didn't realize that Mountain Houses come in different sizes. So be on the lookout for that. You want the ones that are about this size, and you can see it'll say 2, 2.5, or 3 here. Most people want the 2 to 2.5, and depending on what variety is, there'll be a standard for the size. Okay, so let's put these aside. My recommendation is not to use those and to use this method. And on this package, though, actually I'm going to bring it right back in. It tells you how much water to put in the pot when you go to make it. So in this case, add 1.5 cups of boiling water. Usually what I do is I'll write that right on my Ziploc bag in Sharpie, which I haven't actually done on this particular one, but you can see how that would be very convenient to know whether it's 1.5 or 2 cups of water to go in that pot. When you do go to cook, you're going to want to put your water into the pot, and you have different options for the size of pot. Usually when we go out, this is enough for about for 1 person, whereas here you can put in 4 cups of water, boil up two people's worth of their Mountain House, and you'll be good to go. So Julie and I actually took this one with us on the JMT, and it worked great for us. Once you do boil your water, and we've already reviewed how all that happens, you'll want to put your food into a cozy. This is just, you can see that it's just a mailing envelope. Actually, that's not, yeah, it's a mailing envelope, and I've cut it and then put duct tape around it, so it's going to maintain the heat. You can kind of design this however you want. The reason it has this extra space is so that when I put the food in here, what I'm going to do, open this up, keep it on the ground, pour the water in while it's on the ground, so that if it's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to spill. Do it myself. Not one thing I've had scouts do is have one kid hold it and the other kid pour, and someone gets burnt and everything gets dropped and nobody has fun. So the same person that's pouring is holding, and they're more likely to be successful that way. So once the water's poured in, you want to use your long handled spoon, which Steve is going to throw me real quick, and you want to have handy with you in general. You're going to stir that up so that the bottom corners, make sure that everything gets moist. Then you'll close it up. You can put that inside close the whole thing up, and now you're keeping all the steam inside, and it's gonna rehydrate a lot faster. And one of the things I love to do is when it's cold, I'll hold it up like this. It's gonna stay warmer, and I'm gonna stay warmer, and so it makes a nice little heat blanket while you're waiting for 10 to 12 minutes for your food to rehydrate. Once you're done, you open it back up, and you're going to eat. Again, that long-handled spoon makes it so your fingers don't get dirty while you're eating, and when you're done with the whole thing, this becomes trash. It can be its own trash bag where you're putting other things in here. Remember to pack out everything that you packed in. Let's talk about a few other things, nuances for especially those that are newer to Mountain House. So inside of these bags are an oxygen absorber. So you'll want to take that out, throw it away at home. It's not going to be a problem for you. Just don't eat it, obviously. But if you happen to have it in there while you're cooking, it is safe. You're okay. Just normally you're going to throw it out, and when you repackage, it'll be obvious to go ahead and take that out. Now, I did mention that typically you're going to want about 2 to 2.5 servings. Younger scouts may not be quite that hungry, and so once this gets wet and cooked, it becomes heavy and something that needs to be carried out because it's not natural in that habitat, right? So if the scout isn't sure they're going to be hungry, those younger scouts, it might be a good idea to go ahead and package this into 2 separate freezer bags so that they can warm up half of it. If they're still hungry, warm up the second half, and that way they're not having to deal with food that they're going to have to pack out because they weren't hungry enough to eat it.